Well, with discussion centered around the possible release of Kyari to be extradited to the U.S., I'm now joined on the news by Nelson Ekujimi, political affairs analyst. Thank you very much for joining us. Help us understand the conditions surrounding the initial refusal to extradite Kyari and a sudden agreement to have him extradited now.
Well, I don't think, thank you very much for having me. I don't think there was an initial refusal to extradite Abba Kyari. Don't forget, Abba Kyari is a serving officer in an institution called the Nigerian Police Force. And you know that institution has its own, mechanism, its own process and procedures. And if any of its officers has been indicted by an external body to that institution, it behoves on the institution itself to carry out an investigation to determine the culpability of such an officer. Sure, it is because internal, disciplinary investigative system. That is why we had all this delay. And maybe right now it has become convinced that, Abba Kyari really has a case to answer, and that is why the extradition is being, given the necessary attention it deserves.
Now, with the federal government approving a request for Kyari's extradition and the NDLEA filing charges against him, how do you see this playing out?
Well, from our law books, it is stated clearly that, a Nigerian who is standing trial before a court of law cannot be extradited until his trial has been dispensed of. In this case, before the extradition request that the Attorney General of the Federation took to the Federal High Court, there was no, Abba Kyari was not standing trial. And if that request has been made before the filing of charges against him, commonsensically, it behoves on us all to know that, the request for extradition comes before the trial. So in that case, the extradition will come first, of which he will be extradited, and, the local trial that NDLEA is filing charges against him, we'll have to wait until the case in the U.S. is disposed of after he's extradited. That is the right thing to do. That is the natural thing to do.
Well, Nelson Ekujimi, political affairs analyst, thank you very much for your contribution.